It's loud ass planes. It's like a plane flying over this bitch. What up, it's Big Sean, and I'm on set with Gaffer for the 100 powered by Kobe. Man, if this was like an alternate universe and I wasn't a rapper and an entrepreneur and a author and a philanthropist and a comedian and a porn star, what would I be? An iPhone porn star, just not a Pornhub porn star, only strictly on the cloud. I would probably be, that's a good question. Probably in business field, probably real estate maybe, that kind of interests me. Even like I have a few investments, like real estate is one of them that I've been getting into more. Building my portfolio up for my son, to pass on all of these different things for him. So probably something in that, or I also probably would be a really good like doctor, like a kind of like a holistic naturopath, like, physician type of doctor, something like that. Home, it's nothing like home. And it's been a lot of great stages there, but they all kind of feel like the same stage almost, It's been like a lot of different like arenas and theaters and outside venues, but they all kind of feel the same. It's like when a picture is a little oversaturated, how warm it feels, that's how it feels being on stage at home. It's like, there's also been some other good stages like Coachella, Wireless, places like that have been like great stages as well. Lollapalooza, for sure, it's a big one, good one. Pre-show rituals, I definitely say a prayer. I definitely like meditate. I take a shit before every show. It's like I gotta take a shit. It's like, I don't know what it is. Nah, not even when I'm nervous. It's just kind of like my body knows it's about to go into that mode, I guess. And it's like, let's like, get all the access out of you so you could be, graceful on stage and, not carry around that dead weight, you feel me? So, but yeah, I don't really get that nervous anymore, rarely. But I kind of get more excited now, not nervous. How thoughtful I am, how empathetic I am, you know what I'm saying? Like I really pick up on a lot of people's energy. And I'm sensitive to it, you know what I'm saying? Like I definitely can be an emotional person. I don't look at that as a weakness though, or like something that's like soft, you know what I'm saying? I still will do anything to protect my family. I'm still very much so, me, but I'm just, and tough and anything that you know what I'm saying? Very, very manly, but I'm definitely in touch with my emotions. And I think that's kind of like a thing that people have kind of not associated with each other, like men and emotional, and then when they do, it's kind of like a weak thing. Like he's weak as a man because he's emotional, but I don't really look at it like that. But I wish they knew that because I consider that when I'm around everyone that I come around. I know how important it is to be the best you in any situation. Like I'm coming to a shoot for Gaffer magazine. I'm not coming with like a depressed energy or fucked up. Like I meditated before I came. I got my energy up. Like it definitely has evolved though, because I look at some of my old shit and be like, what was I thinking? You know what I mean? It just has grown with me. I don't know if that's just evolution or just changing. I think that as you grow, everything else does too. And your style is just a reflection of you at that time. Well, I haven't achieved being a best-selling author yet. Doing a proper world tour in a while, like that's something I want to like fully execute. What else? Yeah, and I want to travel for pleasure. I haven't ever done that. Hardly. I've never done it. I've always done it for work. I've never done it for the sake of being a person that can actually see the world and travel it and experience it. I kind of want to do that too. just vibe out, see what kind of energy that gives me. One top place on my list is Fiji. I want to go to Fiji. I love Hawaii so much. I love like the Big Island and Kauai and Maui. And I also never been to Jamaica. You know, I've been to a lot of islands around Jamaica. I've never been to Jamaica properly though. And I've been to Africa quite a bit. Just like, I'm Nigerian, so a lot of people don't know. I'm like 60, 70% Nigerian or something like that. So I've been to Nigeria a few times. I've been to like Lagos, however you pronounce it, Lagos. I say Lagos, some people say Lagos. I've been to South Africa, and a few other places in Africa as well, but I haven't been to Egypt. I wanna go there. Ooh, 3 people, dead or alive, who would I invite to a dinner party? Let's see. Probably Aretha Franklin. Me and her are birthday twins. Well, Biggie is like one of my favorites for sure. Well, but speaking of birthday twins, you know, me, Aretha Franklin, Elton John, Sha'Carri Richardson, Sarah Jessica Parker are all born on March 25th. Maybe we could have like a birthday dinner. That would be fun, right? Like all of us just like from different. One time Elton John called me on my birthday and was like talking to me for like an hour and a half. I thought it was real sweet of him. Yeah. But yeah, something like that might be cool. A little birthday, you know, on our birthday. I gotta make it happen. Something I wish I was better at is like focusing and just like being able to lock in even more so. I'm not bad at it, but it's sometimes where when you're doing something creative, it's hard to like turn it on and off sometimes. Tap into being creative when it was time to like a factory, but it's not that, you know, it's kind of something that you just kind of have to go with the flow, and sometimes it is on demand when you want it, and sometimes it's not there. And you kind of got to respect the craft of what it really is, because it's one of the most sacred things, making music and like culminating something out of nothing. Besides making a kid or like, you know, creating a, you know, there's nothing more creative than creating a creation. And I feel like when you're making music, that's a clear example of that, or whatever it is you're doing artistically, writing a script, writing this, or whatever it is you do. Even sports, you know what I'm saying? Even athletes are, it's an expression. It's like, you know, Jordan, watching Jordan is like poetry in motion, you know what I'm saying? And Kobe and Bryant and all these like great players, right? So just being able to tap into that when it's time to, I guess it just gets better with time. Who would I choose? Man, I would resurrect Mildred Leonard, my grandma. You feel me? I like to see what she got to say nowadays. She was one of the first female black captains in World War II. And Tyler Perry is making a movie about her battalion she was in for World War II, of like all these strong women. And there's this picture of my grandma where it's like this Nazi soldier behind her that was like a prisoner of war, and he had to make their food. And my grandma and these like 8 other women are sitting at a table getting ready to eat with their uniforms on. It's like a powerful pic. Tyler Perry was telling me about how he just was like fascinated with their story. And it comes out in December 2024. So I will resurrect her so she could see that with me, because I'm gonna go to the premiere. But like, if she could see that and see, because her name is at the end of it, like see her name at the end of it, you know, that would be fire. I mean, I used to hoop, I'm not gonna lie. You know, 8th grade, we won our championship in our league we was in, hooping. I was point guard and shooting guard. I was straight. I remember when I graduated from 8th grade, my coach was like, he either could be a basketball player or a rapper. He told my mom that. And my mom was like, I think he kind of likes the music more. That's when, like, I used to really condition myself to be an athlete, and then I like completely fell off and was like focused on the music. Got super scrawny, you know. Yeah, probably basketball, but I love all sports. Like, I love baseball too, soccer. I played like a lot of sports when I was younger, so I'm interested to see what my son gonna be into, really. See if he like any of the sports. He's into like all of them now, but he's only 2 years old, so yeah, just turned 2, so. I want to be remembered as somebody who was an originator, somebody who like didn't really follow anyone else's blueprint, kind of did it his own way. Somebody who was, I come from Detroit, which is like a city that's very like organic. They're the first people to do a lot of things, you know? And there are a lot of flows that I gave to rap and a lot of like creativity I gave to rap, and I definitely want to be remembered for that, but I also want to be remembered for just whatever inspires people. I feel like that's the real purpose for me, is to like inspiration, you know, help somebody out. Even if it's through a song that's like, I don't fuck with you, you know, even if that helps somebody through a tough time, or a song like Bounce Back, help them get through something or help them come back from a situation, or, you know, a song like Boundaries on my new album, or My Life that I did with K Tronada, like just whatever it is, or any part of my discography, even if it's just related to a core memory, like I would let it be remembered for that, and anything else I do in my life that impacts somebody. Mask Off by Future. I wish I really wrote that motherfucker. That shit hard. Or like Wicked. It's a couple Future songs that I'd be like, that nigga is goated. He is goated. Man, one of my favorite albums of all time is Marvin Gaye's What's Going On. And it's tough to pick because there's so many good ones around that era too. Like even just like Stevie Wonder, any Stevie Wonder album really. I mean, they're all incredible, you know, all amazing. To me, he's the greatest singer-songwriter of all time. Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder. Let me say it again. Stevie Wonder. You know, who's still here with us. Is a sacred gem. But it's something, you know, the reason Marvin Gaye, What's Going On album I love so much is because it's kind of the first conceptual R&B album. It's kind of based off his brother getting home from the war. And like he kind of wrote a lot of the album from his perspective. So that's why it's my favorite. And I think that, you know, Berry Gordy wasn't like excited for him to put it out at first. And he kind of leaked his record. I don't know if you know the story about he leaked the record, What's Going On. And it started naturally picking up. And then Berry Gordy called him and was like, you're a genius. Can you have an album done in 30 days? Because it was conscious, you know, and it was like out of the norm. So I really appreciate when artists go off of they feel like that, you know. So that's one of the perfect albums. But if you get it a little more modern though, like probably 808s and Heartbreaks might have been the most influential, just of like for so many reasons. Obviously it wasn't the rapidity of his rappest albums, but it was like he kind of like created a whole real wave that like birthed so many other artists' style, like a whole Drake pocket, a whole Weeknd pocket, a whole modern R&B pocket. I feel like he really birthed all of that. And that's also due to Kid Cudi as well, who really was an instrumental part of it. And I was there too, just kind of like peeping the whole shit. It's Moolah. And I like good Italian food. I kind of feel like I used to love soul food a lot. I really like good Italian, you know, like made fresh pasta made in the back of the kitchen, you know, that's like good season, you know. I really like stuff like that. And like good, I also really love like Wagyu, like A5 Japanese Wagyu, and you know, all the expensive shit. Yeah, and moolah, money. I like, that's a great meal too. That's the best meal to get. If you're gonna get any meal, I hope it's money. Favorite family tradition. You take these family traditions for granted and when they're gone. I used to love having Sunday dinner. That was something my grandma and granddad was real good at, was getting us all together for Sunday dinner. Real soul food, movie-ish, you know. And she also used to bake us a cake every year for our birthday. So I used to get like a pound cake because that was my favorite every year. So when she died, I didn't realize how like special it really was till it was gone, you know. And I think it's important to have those core traditions and memories, even if it's just little things like that, for sure. My favorite hype song ever is probably Don't Like by Chief Keef. I was on the remix, but the original version is like crazy. Man, I just was like going through life and just translating it all to the music, you know. I was having a kid, I was like becoming a parent for the first time. I was like just being the version of myself that I am for the first time, and like just putting it all into the music. So that's why the album does have some introspective moments, but it also has some moments that are just hype and like feel good, fun, because that's part of my life too, you know. I'm a multifaceted person, so like I go through my days where I really need something and I really need the presence of like God and like, you know, the hand of Jesus on me. And then some days I'm just like, I want to turn the fuck up, and like, or some days I'm really in the gym, I need that song. You know, it's like I kind of like put all of that into this album. And some days I want to drive down the freeway with the windows down or the sun shining on me and like had that moment too. So you kind of get all of these moments to me on the album. And then there's like some freaky moments too. I'm like, you know, I like that type shit too. So yeah. But to me, to sum it all up, the album is just like a culmination of me and my life. And I think there's something on there for everybody. And to me, those are some of my favorite albums that are multi-layered, not just in the messaging, but also the music and the production and the musicians and the features and every aspect of it, you know, conceptual, everything was like really thought out for this album. I kind of like approach life differently, but I don't think there's like certain ways I would censor myself or like, you know, I'm more so trying to set an example as a man as opposed to through my music in a sense. And I think the music is a byproduct of who I am, but I don't think I directly am gonna like change my music or have just cause of my son. I did write that one song about my son because he inspired that, but that's the only difference I feel like is just the inspiration he's added to my life. I get to express that through the music as well. So the title Better Me Than You, you know, it's usually better you than me, but when you're the person who has to go through the extra pressure of life, has to like break a cycle or change a situation or you do something different in a different way in your circle or family, it's like you got to understand that when that time comes for you, you don't got to do it, you get to do it. And when those moments arise, that you step up to it with pride. So it's like better me deal with it than you know what I'm saying? Like better me be the one that has to go through that and set the tone and lay the blueprint and the groundwork for it all, you know? Like even when I think about my family, like right now it's on me and sometimes it's on his mom, but when I hold him, it's like, yeah, better me than you having to go through it. But when it is your time, like accept it with pride because that means you're chosen. You know, people don't usually get a chance to even live that, you know. Then also it's also like celebrating your individuality. Like I'm a better me than you could ever be. You know what I mean? Like embrace who you are, what you do. I think like the risk I took on this album were just being a little more vulnerable, and some of the songs like Apologize that are just strictly guitar where I'm mainly singing for most of the song, or songs like Black Void with me and Thundercat where I kind of take an exploration into a psychedelic realm, and we were on mushrooms actually making that song, watching Star Wars Episode 3 and just kind of realizing how Anakin was like one of the weirdest motherfuckers of all time for self-sabotaging himself like that and just really fucking it all up and going to the dark side. And we were making that song while we were watching that, and it was a real fun time in my studio. And also songs like My Life that are kind of like core to Detroit house music that I feel like K Tronada really brought home, and my homie Roger as well. So, you know, I got to really explore and execute just things that you could hear the DNA of it in my music before, but just took it to a newer place. And some songs like Precision and Yes and like Iconic that like are like evolutions of what I've done already, you know. Yeah, it was real thought out and I really enjoyed it and looking forward to just keep progressing and like just trying stuff. You know, I got like a lot of ideas for my next offerings of music that may be a little different than what I'm used to doing, and some that are really bringing it back to the core of what I do too. So never do I know who I want to have featured on the album before I start making it. It's always just like a spur of the moment thing. I knew I always wanted to work with Sid, so I'm happy that she was able to lend a little bit of her sound to it. And Thundercat, which was like, we watch anime together, we hang out, but we had made music but never put it out, so I was happy to finally put something out with him. Aaron Allen Kane, who really helped co-executive produce the album, like she's from Detroit as well, really helped me execute things musically. Charlie Wilson is someone who I definitely wanted to work with as well that I did work with him one time with Ye, but on my own I wanted to work with him, and we kind of got inspired by the Gap band that he used to be in, you know, come and lift me up. So it was great to just collab with all those people, but when I start making an album, I don't really have an idea until it arises. Nah, it's not. Yeah, I don't know. You don't never know when an album is complete, and it never really is. You know, you kind of just stop. You can always keep working on something. It's like painting a picture. It's like you can always keep adding to it and layering it, but sometimes you just got to be like, all right, it's done. You know. Lately, I've really been liking the first song and the last song. So I like My Life, and I like the intro, Iconic, and I also really like the one with Cash Cobain. I really like that one. Get You Back, that's my shit. I like that one. Feels good. I fuck with Skepta, and like me and him was in the studio a while ago. We made some stuff. We never put it out, but I fuck with Skepta. I like Dave a lot as well. Dave is fire to me. He's like lyrically like one of the best. The way his mind thinks and shit is like next level to me, like lyrics wise. I think he's a little underrated slightly, even though he's super popping. I think Cinch is fire too. There's a long list of like MCs from the UK and singers, but Cleo Soul is definitely at the top of my list. I've always had these guardian angels in my life that led me from point A to point B to point C and protected me at certain times and helped me, you know. I know it's a lot of people out there that are kind of like not satisfied with where they're at in life and trying to figure out how to get to the next version of themselves, how to, there's no blueprint sometimes for that, and there's no guides to that. And this book isn't necessarily a guide for that. What it is a guide for is preparing yourself and implementing certain practices and techniques to give yourself the best advantage of being the highest version of yourself that can attract and demand the life that you think you deserve. You know what I mean? And an artist I like to put my fan base onto is my dog, Nassan, who's face featured on the album. He's on a song called Certified. And my boy Juju as well, Juju Osborne, they're like so talented to me. Yeah, I'm looking forward to like making more music with them and like giving them my platform and shit to like work off of as well. Being in the business of trying to please everybody is a business you'll never be successful at, truly. You may have some good wins and some dopamine hits, but the biggest wins come from doing what you feel and having fun. And, I think that's one of the lessons that I learned. It's like trying to please everybody, isn't it? And also setting your boundaries. Super important. As someone, I used to be like a little too nice. I kind of still am. And I'll let it be at the expense of like some real important shit, and I'm kind of at the point in my life where I can't even afford that anymore. So people gotta get with it or move on, I've had an incredible life and an incredible story of meeting my idols and being, really getting to sit with them and absorb knowledge, and not just in music, and also other areas like Deepak Chopra, Sadhguru, a lot of these authors of books that I read growing up that really helped me manifest the life that I was after. There's kind of these certain tools, and when I get with all of these people that I consider successful, not just because of how much money they got, but because of the life they live and the example they set, a lot of them do the exact same things of like getting their mind right, you know, whether it's meditating. Like I remember having a conversation with Kobe and he talked about how he meditated every morning and what it did. I'm like, damn, that's exactly how I feel. Like exactly the same thing it did for him, it does for me. Like it feels like cleaning your mind and giving you the best shot of like bringing your best self to the table, to the situation, you know. Dinner parties, bowling. Yeah, dress that shit up for me, baby. I like that. Night in, for sure. I like a night in. Films. Love both. Action. Whatever's in between, that's like where I'm at. Socks off in bed, for sure. Socks on while I'm having sex, though. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know why I be having my socks on sometimes. Some weird shit. I'm a weirdo, bro. 99-cent double cheese at McDonald's. Ah, that's tough. NBA. You can make an arena intimate, too. You can make it feel like, I would say arena. I'm up late night with the zombies and the goons and the wolves. I'm going pizza. Depends who's driving, but I'm a driver, though. Cats. Yeah, I fuck with cats. I do. Documentaries. What is your life motto? What is your life motto? It's all temporary. The highs are temporary and the lows are temporary. So enjoy every moment of it. Okay. It's supposed to be the world, but whatever. Yeah. Well, that's why when I had a son, we started giving him water early. We don't really give him juice. Now he just be on his water. Like, he be drinking his water. I be like, damn, man.
I love that. Thank you so much. Mm-hmm. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. I'm Big Sean, and don't tell the gaffer I'm here.